And welcome back. It's a full moon. Ow! I don't have a coyote sound effect in my little jukebox over here, so I'll just make my own. Ow! Ow! We got a full moon Scorpio this afternoon. When does it happen? Glad you asked. 5:12 Eastern Time. 5:12 p.m. Eastern Time. So you got, this is like a perfect, what a perfect day. I love Scorpio because I are one, and that's why I was mentioning yesterday, you want to talk about moon in Scorpio? You got the dude, man. You got the dude right here. We could talk about it, but I'm not going to. You can do your own research. That's part of learning astrology, is not getting spoon-fed. It's going in there and doing your own digging. But the full moon, as we've talked about these lunar cycles, is all about the process of releasing. So twice a month, obviously, right? We have a new moon, full moon. You create on the new moon, you release on the full moon. Now, the last new moon, 2 weeks ago, I had the privilege of standing at an altar right at the time of the new moon and pronouncing Daniel and Kimberly, husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Danovi. And that was so cool. I loved that experience. And that they are conscious people, very aware, and picked that date because of the new moon in Taurus, and picked that time that they started the ceremony just a few minutes before the moon, so that right after it turned, they were saying their vows, and we were pronouncing them husband and wife. Isn't that cool? All right, on the full moon, we release. That's when we let it go. Now, there's a website that I found that is worth noting if you want. I'd just like to pass this on. It's called Forever Conscious, foreverconscious.com. And if you search up Scorpio full moon ritual, May 2019, that will Google and it'll come right up. And this is I like what I saw here. He has a really neat process of just a whole ritual that you could do around this full moon that is, I guess, written specifically because of the full moon in Scorpio. So what does that mean? Well, it's like we talked about yesterday. It's the deep, dark mysteries of your life wanting to be exposed and released. So when you say, oh, it's time to do some releasing, okay, I release all my bad thoughts, and I release all my fears, and I release all my anger toward my, whatever, and I release that my job sucks, and, I want a better job. Okay, you can do all that. That's all the surface stuff, right? This is, Scorpio is calling you to get real and go deep. Get honest with yourself. And remember that trine, that big Grand Trine that we talked about? You've got the North Node energy in here, and you have Neptunian energy in here. This is such a juicy, beautiful, perfect time. I love it. I love it. So here's what you can do on the simple end. I would suggest this at a minimum. After 5:12 p.m. Eastern, at least take some little papers and cut them up. Get what do you call those, sticky notes, and tear them up into little pieces. And on the little pieces, write things that you want to release. And then have a little ceremony where you light them on fire. Now do that in a safe place. When I was living in Colorado, I would go up in the summertime to Independence Pass. It's just gorgeous place. Untouched by lights from anywhere. Pure sky. And I would drive up there on these full moons and sit and meditate and just look out at the mountains and reflect on my life. And I would do this, but I would burn them, but I would have to do it in a very careful spot. And now, there are no trees and no tinder up there. You're at 13,000 feet, but I would do it very carefully and then make sure that I tapped it out, and I would fold dirt back on that area where I had done the fire. But just be careful when you do it. You can also flush it down the toilet. I mean, that's kind of a great symbolic, I'm releasing this crap, right? It's like, just think of it. Okay, you get the picture. Enough said, but that's another one. And what you want to do in this, the reason we're burning it or the reason we're flushing it, is because you want to tell the universe and your subconscious, I'm really letting this go. So when you do it playfully, like flushing the toilet, then your subconscious loves playfulness. So you're just being playful with, well, I'm getting rid of that shrimp, right? So that's what you could do that if you wanted to as well. But write these various things down, but this time go deep. Get real. Unmask yourself. Be willing. Be vulnerable. The force is with you.